When it comes to the world of dating apps, that's something completely alien to me. The wife and I got together before smartphones were really a big thing. And yes, there were dating sites, but back then you go to work, come home, and in the evenings, get on your laptop and flirt with people then. The idea that you could have it on your phone to be flirty 24/7, I would never have imagined. But there's a dating app called Her, which is in the news at the moment, because this app, which is for lesbians, bisexual and bi-curious women, so females who are attracted to other females, it's in the news because the app has started blocking and deleting users if they show one specific preference. So again, this is an app for women who are attracted to women, offering everything from friendship, casual sex, through to the person they hope to marry. But they're getting blocked if they say, the women who are attracted to other women, if they say they don't want to date men. Of course, it's a very specific group of men. Once again, it's the confused men in dresses, the trans women. And once again, the rights of the trans community are being put ahead of the rights of actual women, because the trans women, they're having their feelings hurt. Now, I'm not a lesbian, but I think I can understand the situation. I'm a heterosexual man, so I'm attracted to females. And lesbians are attracted to females. I'm sure that attraction's different, but at least I can understand it, because with the best will in the world, if I were going on a date and the woman turns up and it's clearly a man, basically in drag with too much makeup on, I'm never going to find that person attractive, because my number one rule for dating is she doesn't have a dick. Not only that, but we know that within the trans community there is a disproportionate percentage of sex offenders. There have been numerous horror stories of young lesbians being pressured into sex with trans women to prove that they're real feminists. Now, sorry, if you pressure someone into sex, there's a very short, aggressive word for that, grape without the G. But how true were these claims? Was Her really kicking users off the app? I decided to investigate. So, and this is quite a mean feat, I became a 24-year-old bi-curious woman. So, this is me, Danielle, 24 years old. The reason I'm 24 is that on the app you have to put in when you were born, and you scroll back by the month. Now, I'm from 1978, there's no fucking way I'm going to spend a fortnight scrolling back, so I thought, no, that age will do. And of course, that isn't a photo of me that's been doctored. That's a YouTuber I follow called Brett Cooper. And my thinking is that the lesbian community won't be overly aware of her because she's a right-wing American gumnut. So once I'd uploaded a few photos and answered the questionnaire, which included things like, what are your hobbies and interests? And I must admit, I did find this hilarious. Gaming, spelt G-A-Y-M-I-N-G. Also, it's clear that this is an app for women, after I'd told it that my preferred pronouns are she and her, rather than they and them, they, them, or even he, him on a fucking lesbian dating app. There was also the question, what is your star sign? Clearly, this is an app for women, because there's only one group of people on the earth who believe in astrology, and none of them have penises. Then I ran into a problem. To verify my profile, the Her app wants me to take a selfie. Now, I don't look like Brett Cooper, and specifically, the selfie has got to be in a pose something like that. So I got online and found Brett doing a similar pose, this one. So I screen grabbed it, sent it to my television set, and then took a selfie of my TV whilst shaking my phone so that the photo was slightly blurred. And hey presto, Danielle was born. I was somewhat apprehensive on how convincing I would be as a Generation Z woman looking for her first sapphic experience. But I'm happy to report that passing myself off as a young lesbian, well, I was fucking slaying it. So Danielle was getting a lot of attention. Of course she would. Brett is an attractive woman. But I came clean with all the women who contacted me saying, those aren't really my photos. This is an experiment for my YouTube channel, because I've heard that gay women are being kicked off this app if they refuse to date trans women. And I'm hoping, because I told a few of those ladies my channel's called Disgruntled Danny, if you're watching, this is the shit that I do in my spare time. But all were very polite about it. Well, almost all. Let's say all the females were okay. Less than an hour from Danielle going online, I was contacted by a pantomime dame, a man in a dress, a trans woman, who was somewhat upfront. I don't remember the exact terminology, but it was something like, hey, let's meet up and fuck. So I didn't reply for a good hour. And when I did, I carefully worded it to say, I'm sorry, I'm not attracted to trans women, only real women. Yes. So, my alter ego Danielle was called a slut, a bitch, a whore, a TERF, a trans exclusionary radical feminist, also told to suck my girl dick, whatever the fuck that means, and was also threatened with sexual violence. This is one encounter because supposedly a 24-year-old woman doesn't want to date a man in his 50s wearing a fucking dress. But rather than respond angrily, instead, I screen grabbed the entire conversation and sent it to the Her admin team. And with that, Danielle disappeared forever. So what have I learned? Well, I don't know if Her is blocking people from the site because I deleted my profile. But what I do know is that in my first ever interaction posing as female with a trans woman, me, Danielle, 24, was threatened with sexual violence. So if it's true that the rights of trans women are being put in front of the rights of actual women, everyone who works on the Her app, you should hang your heads in fucking shame. However, I have to say that my brief experience of being a bi-curious woman has changed the way that I look at lesbian relationships. Until this point, it's always been on Pornhub. As ever, thanks for watching.